Hey YouTube, this is your girl Eclectic Crystal, Intuitive Guide. So I'm coming back with my part 2 of the Soul Contract series, and this time we're going to be talking about negative soul contracts. Are they real? Do you really sign those? The answer would be yes. You have signed a contract to experience the negativity or the negative things, negative situations that occur. The first thing we need to understand about soul contracts is that the purpose in it is to actually help you evolve. It is not for you to necessarily take it to heart, take it personal, but because before you come here, you sit with these other souls, and yes, you have had a lot of people come in your life, but these souls, yes, you actually sat and you guys agreed with your divine parents that you will experience these experiences. Questions that we get a lot of is, why do I keep having the same scenarios? Why do I keep running into the same situations? Well, that would be because you didn't get the lesson. The whole purpose in your soul contract is that you would get that lesson, which would help build you as a spiritual being so that you would be prepared for your ascension. When you are born, or before you get here, let me say this: you don't know that you have signed these contracts. You didn't even know that you had divine parents that are not your physical parents here on earth with you. So understand that you had to make yourself forget. That's basically what you did. Your memory was wiped completely out so that you would enjoy the experience. If you knew that you were having the experience, guess what we would do? We would be on our best behavior and do everything right. That would not grow you as a being, it would not grow you as a person. But also understand that every bad thing that has happened to you is not the other person's fault. You guys created the situation so that either you needed to experience it, they needed to experience it, or the both of you together needed that experience for your evolution. What you did do is, if you've made it to this video, then that means that you told yourself in your contract that you would awaken. You are already in an awakening process. You would not be listening to this video about soul contracts if you were not. If you had not already at some point questioned the things and experiences, or if things just don't seem 100% accurate to you, if the things that you have learned over the years just kind of don't resonate with you, then that means that 9 times out of 10, then you have come to a point where you are realizing that there is something else. Remember Prince's song, and there was something else. So, with that being said, when we experience our bad or negative soul contracts or our negative situations, the thing that you want to do is start to journal. Journal everything. You need to journal, and you'll be surprised at what you can remember in the heat of an argument because your adrenaline is running high. You remember all details, all the way down to the color of the clothes you have on, or any colors that you were seeing because you was just that mad. You write it down, because what that gives you an opportunity to do is go back and look at what happened. And the thing is you will start to look at what was it that you contributed to it. I can almost guarantee when you're reading that journal or reading about that situation, 9 times out of 10, the other person that was involved in that situation will probably almost go from your memory, because you're so focused on, what was I doing? What did I do? What did I say? I can't believe I said that. It's to help you, though, to grow into the being that you are supposed to be. You come from royalty, yes. Your parents are deities. Your parents are gods, um, and they rule certain things in other places. So just know that you are a part of that. If you could know in advance that you were going to experience these things, you'd be on your best behavior, and you would not be doing what you're supposed to do, or learning like you're supposed to about yourself. Your whole point is to master yourself. And in the process of mastering yourself, how do you help another soul master themselves? That's the whole point. And so what does that do for when I am at my ascension point? Well, guess what? Your divine parents and the powers that be, they sit together and they watch what we do. And so, yes, you will be judged, so to speak. You will be judged. But here's the thing. Do you want to continue just being nasty or doing what people do to you? The whole point that we need to get to is no matter what situations you encounter, what kind of people you encounter, you always want to have the same outcomes. You want for yourself to be on an even keel and be the same regardless of what the other person is doing, because your evolution is about your evolution. And if that person has not grasped that, you cannot alter their contract. Because guess what? Whatever part they play, whatever part they don't fix, they have to go back and repeat it just like you would. So a lot of times we begin to focus on what the other person should be getting. You should have got this. Did you learn your lesson? Well, did you? Because you clearly are in that same scenario with that person, which means you didn't get it either, because you're repeating it over and over again. So you don't want to do that. And the thing is some people don't want to know that they have a soul contract. They only came here for the purpose of just the experience. They just want to feel what good feels like, and feel what bad feels like, and feels what in the middle feels like. That's just some people, and we can't change their process. We cannot step our fingers in there and do anything. But what you can do, though, is as you evolve and you understand that magic exists, because you are magic, your energy, and energy is infinite, which means you're a magical person. Once you learn how to manipulate your magic, then you can manipulate your soul contract, because you still have choices. Just because you wrote into a contract, it does not mean that outcome has to happen. It just means that's the one you chose. You still have a choice. Like the Bible says, choose this day whom you will serve. So when that scenario comes, you don't have to partake in it. You don't have to become friends with that person. You don't have to do anything. You could walk away, honestly. But the thing is once you have gotten to a point where you realize that you are in a soul contract and that you signed up for that, what will you do now differently so that you don't keep getting the same outcomes? That's where we're at today. That's what we're trying to understand. And understand one thing I said in my previous video: whatever karma that you take on, you got to clear that before you leave this earth, because your children will follow. They will get that same karma. And all karma is not bad. There's good karma. But the bad karma, you got to get that together. You want to fix that. And that's going to mean going back into that heart muscle, that forgiveness piece that we talked about in my other video. And so in our next series for the soul contracts, we're going to go back into forgiveness again. And the reason why is because I'm noticing that seems to be the biggest issue, that people don't really understand. What does forgiveness have to do with my evolution? What does it have to do with my contract? What does it have to do with me and my spirituality? It has everything to do with all of that. But this is a human experience, and so it's difficult for us to understand that. But as you grow, as you evolve, it becomes much, much, much easier. So until next time, guys, I thank you so much for your patience on the video. I love you guys. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you the next time. Peace.